So, are you unfamiliar with Pinterest or how to use Pinterest to grow blog traffic? If you're a new blogger and you want to learn Pinterest, then I'm going to share with you the things that I did to explode my Pinterest traffic in 2023. So I went from something like this with decreasing views, decreasing clicks, to this, which I'm getting much more impressions, much more views, much more engagement on my pins. And that is relating to traffic. So I am actually getting pinners to my blog posts and my traffic is growing at this moment. So what happened? What did I do? I'm going to share with you what I did. But first, I want to make sure that you have the foundational elements for your Pinterest profile so that it can start generating traffic for you and you can use it effectively as part of your marketing strategy for blogging. All right. So the first thing is to make sure that you are keywording your pins, of course. And the second thing is that you're keywording your boards. What do I mean by that? If you don't know already, Pinterest is a search engine. So all you need to do is, you go to the search bar and you can type in things like mindset tips. Right here, you can see what keywords or people that are associated with mindset tips. So I've only gotten mindset tips here and mindset tips for entrepreneurs. But if I go here, I have these wonderful little bubbles. So I can definitely start thinking about, maybe I can title my pin 5 mindset tips or how to change your mindset in 5 different ways for better growth. Like I can use these different keywords all over my pin. And then when I am creating my Pinterest board, then I can have something like mindset tips or positive mindset tips for women. And that could be my board name, right? So you use the bubbles here on Pinterest, you type in, see what the drop-down menu gives you. I just type in mindset, like maybe hacks. I can get different keywords here. Mindset hacks that will change your life. Money mindset hacks. There you go. There's lots of different keywords that you can start using on Pinterest. So for a beginner, that's something that's important to start using those in your pin title and in your description, and then name your boards that. I know it's fun to sort of name a cutesy name boards. I might have one with my daughter's name. If my daughter was Abigail, I might name my board Abigail's board and put everything that I want for Abigail there. And same thing with my son. And that's fine if you're just a Pinterest user and you have, personal boards, that's fine. But as a Pinterest for blogging strategy, you do need to have keyworded boards. So that's something to remember and to start using more of. The next thing is to start making multiple pins for the same blog post. I'm sure you've been hearing this all the time. The one thing that you're probably hearing is that you need to be consistent about this. You don't. I am not consistent making alternate pins for my Twins Mommy profile or for any of my other profiles, and they're still growing. So when I say make multiple pins, when you can, spend 30 minutes, spend an hour on Saturday morning or Saturday evening, or if you're just watching TV, to just quickly make those pins. If you're struggling to make pins, I have a resource for you. It's 52 stylized Canva pin graphic templates for bloggers. I use free images, free fonts, so you don't even have to have the paid version of Canva to use this. If you do have the paid version, that's great. You can get the style and then just swap out your colors, your fonts that you like, and things like that. But I have a whole bunch of different styles for you, and I show you how to use them, what they look like. Here's just a snapshot of some of them right here. It's super easy to use. You have your template, you swap it out, and there you go. You have a new alternate pin for your blog, right? So make sure you start doing that. Doesn't have to be consistent, but as long as you have a few of them every couple weeks or whatnot. And then finally, make sure that those pins are clickable, and that you can make them clickable by what you put on your pin. So having the specific keywords will get people interested in, but then how you design your pin, what you promise in your pin. Using the word secret, for example, using the word easy, simple. Those types of words really help with getting more views on your pin and people clicking on them and wanting to see what you have. What's so special about your productivity hack versus the other 50 pins next to it, right? So these are things that you need to consider to make them clickable. I do have much more information in Ready, Set, Blog for Traffic where I dive deep into those aspects of having clickable pins. But for now, let's go into my tips on how I grew my blog traffic, how it exploded, and how you can do the same. So the first thing is to double down on your popular pins. Now, I do understand if you're a brand new Pinterest user, it could take up to a year to get some analytics, but you do need Pinterest Pinterest Analytics to figure out what your popular pins are, you can definitely use Google Analytics. I find Pinterest Analytics fine for what I need quickly. So I can just go into Analytics here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on engagement. So engagement pins are the ones that get the clicks and saves and impressions. They get all of the engagement. So you definitely want those pins because you know that is popping on Pinterest. People are saving them. People are looking at them. People are clicking on them. So if I go to something like this pin here, you can see I have these saves, these clicks to my blog post, these impressions. And so what I'm going to do is if I'm going to double down on that, I can quickly see how is it doing right now. Well, it looks like it's going to be taking off. I can capitalize on that and create more pins around this topic, right? So I'm doubling down on that. I can look at another pin here. Let's look at this one right here. So it's getting good clicks, good saves, lots of impressions. If I see more, I can see that, oh, it's not really taking off right now. So how can I use this, even though it's getting lots of impressions and clicks here? I can really ramp it up by focusing on this. This is an alternate pin to my blog post, but this alternate pin is probably, I don't know, 3-4 years old. And it's still driving all of these metrics for me, but I can give it a boost by making a similar pin and maybe even having it very similar to the way this looks, having the same colors, maybe having some kind of like fashion image there, maybe a hat instead or a purse instead, maybe a laptop. I don't know, make it more so that people understand what this pin is about and they'll look on it and click on it. So doubling down on your pins like this is important. Take 30 minutes to find those pins, find the related blog post, and then create alternate pins. The next thing is with those pins, I don't want you to use the same title that you used for those popular pins. I want you to use related but similar topics or titles. If we go back to growing my blog and income, I don't know, let's see if I type that into Pinterest. I don't get any drop down here. So maybe growing my blog traffic. Here I'm getting some things here. So increase. So if I use increase my blog traffic, how to increase my blog traffic to 4,000 page views. That is a new title that I can use on my pin. All right, so you can see how I can use some of these. I can just put not even my, and that might open up even more. Nothing for drop down. Blog views. No. So as you can see, Pinterest doesn't really favor blogging tips. So the fact that my twins mommy profile is generating so much clicks and traffic for the blogging content. Of course, there is some for monetization, mompreneur type of topics like creating printables, things about your kids. I don't do a lot about kid content or parenting content on Twins Mommy. Those aren't the pins that are taking off. It's the money making pins. It's the blog traffic pins. It's the creation pins, how to create something to make money. Those are the pins that are doing well for me. So something like this blog traffic, I need to find the right keyword. So those bubbles help me how to increase my blog traffic to 4,000 page views. That's a perfect way to title my pin and my title and my description using those words. When you're making these alternate pins, try to find 2 or 3 or 4 up to 5 different alternate titles and alternate keywords you can use for those pins, because that'll just make Pinterest put your pin to a new audience, and then those audience might gravitate towards your pin, click on it, and give you traffic. And then make sure that you're saving each of those related pins to a different board. Start doing the same concept with your board names. So if you have blog traffic tips, have increased blog views or increased blog traffic as another alternate board. So you want to have one pin to go into 2 to 3 different boards. If your boards can overlap, just make sure they're not overlapping. You can consolidate them. So I think I have one like blogging tips plus making money, because I had a board like that, but I just consolidated them. So you can do something like that. As long as you have 2 to 3 different boards for each pin, will help you again get more eyes to your profile. Pinterest looks like you're using your profile. You're maximizing your profile by accessing all your boards, creating new pins, things like that. The next thing I did was try different Pinterest styles or Pinterest sizes. So my normal pin size are these 3. I think it's 1,000 by 1,500, but I also have a longer draft style pin that I think goes down to 2,200 or 2,000. I'm not quite sure, but I'm playing around with different styles. So I have longer pins with my normal pins. I can start incorporating informational pins like infographics. So I might have a list here to do that. You can also try video pins, which I'm not a big fan of, but that's something else you can try. And then also work on different colors, different fonts, different ways to show the pictures. Cover the picture, have the picture on the bottom, have the picture on the top. I mean, these are things that you can work on. I have the picture as the whole pin here and then just covered it. So I'm trying different styles. I have more than one picture. There's another template right there. So there's lots of different ways that I am showcasing my pins to Pinterest, and then Pinterest can find an audience, and then person that has never seen my blog can look at that pin, then go to it. So I'm getting a new pinner to my site. Something that I've been doing for, I'd say, the last 2 years is using the Pinterest native scheduler. I think this has been a huge impact for my Pinterest marketing strategy, especially for my niche website. I don't pin to that very often. I don't create pins to it. I don't use a profile very often, but what I do use is a Pinterest native scheduler, and that profile is taking off. I'm getting most of my traffic from Pinterest for my niche site. So I know this works, and I've been doing this now recently for my other niche sites and for Twins Mommy, and I am seeing more people coming to my site. And I think that's because Pinterest sees my profile is active. I am using the platform. I'm staying on the platform. I am creating pins, uploading pins. I'm saving pins now, going to the feed, saving pins. I'm using the Pinterest native scheduler. So I am being an active pinner. I am using my profile. I am contributing to the content on Pinterest. And this is to say that Pinterest can look at my profile and say, this is a profile that is up to date, that is being used. These are up to date pins. Let's send them out and get, engagement on the platform, basically, because they want people to stay on their platform as much as possible, right? So if you as the blogger are doing that, then Pinterest should favor your profile. So using the Pinterest native scheduler is one thing you can do. So it looks like this on your profile. This is only visible to me. So it looks like something like that. But all you do is you go to create pin, you create your pin, and then you just publish it at a later date. And you can do multiple ones of these. It goes out about 2 weeks or so, I think every 2 weeks. So you can create a 2-week scheduler. I do about a week, and then I reassess and do another week and another week. I'm not consistent again with this alternate path. I do have Tailwind, but I think I might do another video on what I'm doing with Tailwind, because now I'm adopting this Pinterest scheduler, and things have changed in 2023 with Pinterest marketing and my strategy for Pinterest marketing. So the last tip is to write Pinterest focused topics. Find out what is popular on Pinterest. You can do that easily by just going on the platform, seeing what keywords come up, and then creating content around that. I do go more deeper into this strategy in one of my upcoming products that I have, and I also talk about it a little bit in Ready Set Blog for Traffic. But ideally, you do want to focus your content as a brand new blogger in the first year on Pinterest friendly topics. A lot of these are idea based, mindset shift ideas, productivity ideas, parenting, postpartum ideas, breastfeeding ideas. I mean, ideas and tips and advice, those are all go hand in hand for sure. But all of those do well on Pinterest. It's an idea generator, right? So if you give Pinterest those roundups of ideas, then pinners are going to love that. They're going to save it to their board. The save metric on Pinterest is the most powerful metric on Pinterest to show that this is a profile worth promoting, right? So that's what you want to start doing. And like I said, I do go into it in Ready Set Blog for Traffic, and I have an upcoming masterclass. Hopefully it'll get it up and running soon. All right, so let me know in the comments below what you're doing for Pinterest, if you're seeing explosion on your Pinterest traffic and your blog traffic. In any case, like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more Pinterest tips, YouTube tips, blogging tips, and more from a mom of twins.